The timestamps are below for the pick a card section of this reading, but to begin with, in the intro, I guess, the start, the beginning, this beautiful space here, we're gonna do a meditation of sorts. So feel free to stick around for pick a card as well as the meditation, or skip, or just the meditation. I don't know why I'm like saying like you have the option to choose which part of the video you want to watch, as if like I had to give you permission. Okay, so I don't quite know what I'm gonna label this reading yet. You know, I don't. Well, you probably know unless you clicked blindly. So I want to create a space. This reading as well as this meditation is gonna be for all kinds of beings. So this like video, I looked and it was 111 when I said that all kinds of beings. This video is entirely not just for humans, and so for those humans watching who are used to pick a cards and videos that deliberately speak to you humans, I want to explain that should you be hearing messages that sound like they don't relate to you, but they relate to energies that you're familiar with, it could very much be that the reading found you not to express your energy that's coming through in the reading. Like, you don't need any guidance, but it could be that there are situations or beings around you, this could include pets or trees or spaces, that you have connection to, and this reading could help you understand them and what they're going through. So for example, I could be speaking about a spirit guide and I'm talking them through the way they are experiencing helping you, and that could provide you with clarity for, oh, okay, I understand what they're going through and their energy more now. It could also literally just be a pick a card reading, which I'm relaying messages to you, human, but you, other being, also I welcome you into, and this is a space for anyone, and I want to just hold space of love for all collectives. Yes, that is what we're doing today. So I want to begin by getting a card for the intro pile. Is it a pile? The intro. I don't like calling it an intro either. What is it? I want to say collective, because it's like, I like that. It's like the beginning is like the collective, and then it's like, okay, we're gonna split this collective into 3 now. Well, yes, I've already selected the items for the pick a card reading part, and I've lost my train of thought while I was saying that. I feel a bit ungrounded. I just saw how like it's like, well, you literally did call in energies of like all sorts, so it's that hair floating through the air. Is that a unicorn hair? What hair is that? I don't know if I finished my sentence there. That's okay. Okay, so do we have a card for the beginning, before we begin in a more meditative, getting into a more meditative state? Yay! First I want to show the back of the deck. I'm not sure why we're beginning with the back, but we are. Yeah, it's like this entire reading, it really wants to have an undertone, a holding of holding, a space of, a feeling of holding, a feeling of yes, connection, but more than that, I guess it's just love. It's just like a blanket. We're all here. Oh yeah, I can show you it. Yeah. And then the actual card that came out. Yeah, okay. So the message here is that it's like there's this undertone of being held, and there being a lot of comfort in bringing in all these different, bringing clarity to all these different layers that we're experiencing. And yet there's also like a lot of energy coming through. So this to me felt quite vibrant, or like it had a lot of energy to it coming through, and this one felt more like holding. So and weaving, like weaving the worlds, all of these worlds together. And this also felt quite peaceful, like this feels like water, like bringing peace and like normality, I feel like, to all these different energies, bringing them to a space of gentleness where we can incorporate. Okay, I feel like that might be the message. We're now incorporating energies from different perspectives into our own, but more than like into our own, it feels more like simply becoming aware of the different perspectives, not trying to force our perspective onto the other. So like, for example, if you're a guide to someone, this feels like it's definitely bringing through energies of you're a guide for someone, but not in the way that you want them to take on your perspective of life. It's very much like you're recognizing that you are a guide, and that your energy is being felt by them, but not in order for them to embody. So you could also take this as for example, if the guide, or if you're listening from another perspective, your guide, the one who's guiding could be very motherly and holding, and therefore the one who's being guided will feel held, and yet it's not for them to then take on this motherly approach in life themselves, but just to simply be held. So it's about the way that you're guiding is through simply your perspective, giving that without any expectation for that to be then mirrored back to you, because this guide is someone who doesn't need like validation, doesn't need to be told, doesn't need to be loved back, kind of thing, because it's like they have their own support system. They have, I'm feeling energies very strongly when I do this. It is just like that. This guide has a lot of energy themselves. Like they have an entire system within their body, within their being, that allows them to be fully self-sufficient. And so them giving to you, or you giving to them it's unconditional. It's unconditional. And it's even hoping that it's almost like this guide, I'm gonna just keep saying it like this guide does not want to be seen, or isn't, it's not that they don't want to be seen, it's just like being seen isn't gonna make them suddenly happier, or it's not gonna fulfill them, because it's not gonna unfulfill them either. It's just they are already fulfilled with the role of taking care of whoever they're taking care of. That's really beautiful. A part of this is also like this guide, having me be more like directly connecting to them in this way. It's like the words they're hearing, the confirmation of their experience isn't affecting them. It's not like, oh, a relief, like to be heard. It's like they are enjoying the connectivity that this is creating. They feel like they're very observant, so they wouldn't really view anything as good or bad, or like affecting them or not affecting them. It's more like they just exist and experience. So they're just existing and experiencing their energy being helpful, and it's like they're not asking for gratitude. They don't need gratitude from the one that they're helping. And that's simply the experience they're experiencing. Yeah, it's neither good nor bad. But there's an energy that wants to come through of connectivity. I'm just like really being drawn to all the lines connecting, weaving their way through each other. And this, I heard the word, this looks like a band-aid. That's not what I thought it looked like, but that's what I heard. A band-aid. I was thinking it looked more like a paraglider or something. Like this part. Something you'd use to fly with. Or glide with. Yeah, this guide, they are lightening the load of that which they're guiding, that which they are deliberately connecting with, because I think that this that which they're guiding doesn't directly connect to them. The guide connects to the guided. So the way I was seeing it was like the glider is carrying this thing and making their load lighter. It's like the guide is healing, bringing lightness and comfort and just more ease. Bird of prey, red kite. And this thing that's being guided doesn't need to do anything in return, like doesn't need to hold on. That's the thing, that's the message. The guided does not need to hold on to the paraglider, because it's like the paraglider is scooping up the guided and just carrying them, and it's not any extra weight to them, like they're being carried by the wind. Yeah, again with that, like they have their own support system. They're not looking for any gratitude or advice or they're just there. This guy just loves very unconditionally, and they enjoy the connection. It's even like not necessarily like enjoying the connection. It feels quite emotionless. It's like they just do what they have chosen to experience, and they just experience it without emotion, without attachment. They just view it. interesting. So it's like, to them, this is also an experience that they're it's like adding to their experience. So it's like whatever you or the guided chooses, however they choose to interact, it's just an experience to this specific guide. And also for all of you who feel like you are the guided, there's a message of, this is not your only guide, and this is not the only way that other energies and beings will interact with you. I'm seeing like, no. I was just seeing very, like, this guide feels like it doesn't have a very strong personality. That my human brain thinks that that's funny, but yeah, they don't have a personality. They're just like pure consciousness, or yes, whatever that means. However, then I was just getting confirmation, like, there are others who do have strong personalities and do have like preferences and will like react to the guided's responses to them, their connection to them. But the message that wants to come through is that there's this being who just loves you no matter what, and they just always hold that space. They feel very like sturdy and like they're unmoving, or you're unmoving. Yeah, they are unmoving. This is not the way I kind of intended this to go, but okay. Let's begin the meditation, shall we? No? We want another. Okay. I'm seeing this like a rocket, and having that go with Raven, but really far in the distance flying Raven. I'm seeing this as a rocket, and that's interesting because I was seeing the other thing as a paraglider, and even this card kind of looks quite wing-like or moving, flying at the top too. This card also has so many connections from each side, but the interesting thing about that part, and this is the back of the deck, the interesting thing about this part is that these connections are all going over. It's like the experience is at the back, but then this guide is just like, this guide is connected to that which they're guiding, but it doesn't like affect anything. Like, the guided doesn't affect the guider, but the guide also doesn't affect the guided, even though I was saying that they do. Okay, well, the message that's coming through now is that, like, they don't affect each other's experience. So maybe it's more of a physical thing, like they don't affect the like life path, but they do. It's like they're simply connected. There's an entire experience behind that's being built, but there's just lines across the front, like they just are connected, and it doesn't do more than that. That is it. That is the purpose of this guide, is to simply be there, to have their energy there. It's not to move any energy, it's just to have their presence there. My personal mind to that message is trying to say, like, okay, so their role would be to comfort the person they're guiding, or the being that they're guiding. However, that doesn't fit the energy. I don't know that I can find words for what would fit the energy. It is pure beingness. It's like there's no intention. There is intention, but it's like, I think it's between the realm of there is intention and there isn't intention. It's not really something that I can channel the message through, at least through words. Oh, okay, so let's channel in energy more deliberately. What message do we have for this guide, or for those with a connection to this guide? Ibara atiesena ayebwani. Yasini yasuni jasie. Yasamara ayatiesa. Nyasania ea. That kind of felt like I was channeling the guide speaking. And again, to me it felt like I was just like speaking to the one that I'm guiding. And it's like I was explaining who I am and what I do. And it's like the one guided recognized my voice, but like didn't really it's just a very simple energy. It's very loving. It's very just, it is what it is. Okay, and what was the message about the like flight or going somewhere? Like that rocket in the background bursting out, and there's a big eye I'm seeing it as too. It's like you're going somewhere, and I guess even maybe there could be questions, or the one that's the guided is going somewhere, and there could be questions of whether this guide will come with them, and the answer is definitely yes, because it's like no matter what goes on in the background, I'm seeing the guide as the lines across. This guide and this like half, like this would be the guided and this would be the guide, or the other way around, and they're connected throughout it all. There's a really, really still energy with it, but it's not that still. It's really slow, but it's not slow either. I should probably note that I keep kind of seeing like a yellowy, like creamy kind of colour for them, for the guide. Okay. And it looks quite like this, actually. Sorry if that hurt someone's ears. I feel like that might have been really loud. Okay. I still haven't got that message with the rocket, I feel like. I guess I have. It's that the guided could feel like they're going a million miles an hour, like they're moving, they're going somewhere, or they're changing, and they're perhaps worried if about their sense of like love that they feel they're surrounded by. Not those words. There's just like a confirmation that the guide is gonna always be with the guided. Such a weird energy. And this also card at the back of the deck now. Like, this looks like fire to me, and it kind of reminds me of the rocket, of like fire. I just saw a dolphin and I heard you can leave it there now. Okay, let's get into the meditation. Or are we not doing the meditation? I would like to do the meditation. There might just be a few more timestamps. Maybe I think I'll timestamp this as the meditation and the first part as the collective reading. Okay. So, let's just get comfy, and this is gonna be to take some time to simply be in the energy that you're experiencing. And the meditation has begun. It began a long time ago. I'm gonna keep speaking, but there is an energy that's coming through of asking you to receive and to become aware, become deliberate with relaxing yourself into a state of peace, And this for you can be whatever you want it to be. This can be through simply listening and watching, or neither. It can be moving your arms, playing with energy like I'm doing. Or it can be focusing on your breath. It can be laying down, it can be lighting a candle, it can be drawing. It can be taking long, deep breaths and feeling the air go into your body. And breathing out long, deep breaths, sensing all that you're releasing. But it can also be simply breathing the way that you always have breathed. It can be tapping your body. It can be laying down. It can be standing up. It can be moving your body or deliberately not moving your body. Becoming aware of the kind of body that you have and maybe the kind of body that you don't have. Maybe the way in which you become aware of the kind of body that you do have is by imagining all the friends that you have that have different kinds of bodies. Whether they have wings, whether they maybe don't have legs, or have several legs. Those that we're surrounded by in this collective right now come in all sorts of forms. And there's a collective energy of love coming from the hearts and the souls, or I should say the hearts or the souls, the essences of each and every single one of these beings, these energies. Some of us won't even comprehend that the energies that we're surrounded by in this moment are beings. We see them more as states of consciousness or spaces, locations, as opposed to maybe what we would perceive to be more as the truth, that these are living creatures. You are a living creature. And as you breathe and continue to just simply be in whatever energy you're choosing to be in this time, you'll find yourself becoming more and more relaxed in a way that feels like you, feels like the essence of what you are bringing to this collective right now is more and more conscious, that you're more and more conscious of the energy that you're bringing to this collective. That's what I meant. And that all ways that you exist are completely accepted and divine. Whether you're finding it hard to have the sort of focus that you wish that you did have, or maybe difficulty in breathing, or any sort of way that isn't ideal in your mind is perfectly ideal, is perfectly accepted and perfectly loved by this entire collective. If you wish to do so, you can imagine different color lights, streams of energies flowing through your body or maybe around your body. Maybe seeing the color that your body already exists as. You can choose your favorite colors, or you can choose the colors that simply appear to you or that you feel, sense. These can be colors that we know, that we human collective know as, or these can be colors that your collective know of. Or you can delve into streams of consciousnesses that don't naturally belong to the collective you're a part of. You can hold hands with some of the beings around you and ask them to help you to sense the other colors that are surrounding you or that you would like to surround you. Maybe that feels to you like a collection of several colors that come together to not create the color that they usually come to create with in your collective's mind, but a new color. Maybe this is new to all of existence, or maybe this is just new to you. Maybe just new to your collective. Or maybe new to several collectives. Whatever you're feeling and whatever energies are flowing through you right now are completely okay. There is a lot of energy right now that is being collectively held and transformed. That is to say, it's moving from one state of being to another. That is the essence of change. This entire space is ever changing. And that is okay. It is okay if you feel that you are changing energetically, or if you feel like you are remaining exactly the same. That in and of itself is a change. I'm gonna change to a different form of speech now, so I guess I wanted to say that as to not shock too many people and allow you to continue to deepen this energy that you're experiencing, to maybe deepen the intention you have, if you have one, and to embody more and more love, just as naturally as it flows to you, as it becomes aware of what it truly is already. For while there is always movement, there is always the same too. Yamaraya tiesa. And if you'd like to join me, you can join in making noises yourself. There are many noises being made by all sorts of collectives right now together. And you can listen, you can join, or you can continue to deepen into your own sense of self. There's no need to tap into this collective energy if you don't choose to. But it is here for you, loving you regardless. Now I'm gonna move into an energy that I like to describe as more dolphiny. I see it as quite light blue, also quite clear in energy. I'm feeling some of you harmonizing with me, and it's really beautiful. Just wanted to express that too. There are some seagulls, a couple of seagulls flying outside my window now. Joining in this collective. Bringing in this wonderful laughing energy. Such a light energy, again bringing in the energy of flight. This is an energy of surrender that is coming with all of this too. And let that be expressed in any which way you would like that to be expressed. Some of you are holding hands with your collective. Some of you are now choosing to do this. And it can be with that which you consider the collective that you're currently experiencing as your body. Your body is a collective of the other bodies of. For example, me, I am a human with my collective of humans. However, there are also so many other collectives that you may be identifying with, may be connecting with at this time, and there's no need to limit yourself to simply one. Maybe you feel connected to the other planets that surround you. Maybe you are a planet. Maybe you are a cluster of stars. Maybe you like to fly among these stars. Maybe they are your friends. Maybe you like to watch the stars. Maybe you like to fly. Maybe you like imagining that you're flying, or having these experiences of flight through a different state of consciousness, of astrally, of energetically traveling to maybe the other collectives in this space right now with us. There's certainly an energy being cleared. You can focus upon this clearing and bring awareness to it, feel into it as it moves through you, or you can simply allow it to take without needing to put your awareness onto it in particular. also be that you feel sensations as we tap in and feel the collective that we're now connected more strongly with. And it could be that these come through in colours too. I was just seeing the colour purple quite clearly. There's a lot of playing energy here too. As you bring yourself into more awareness of the fact that you're experiencing an experience right now, and to what that experience is, and maybe how you feel about the fact that you're experiencing that, I now want to provide a space of returning to perhaps your more normal state of being, or shifting to the awareness of this collective from a more clarifying state. Begin to wake up to your body. Perhaps that is a good way to say this. And I want to remind you that this is an experience through a pick a card reading, a meditation at the beginning. I just hit in my head, and I am your host, Weaver of Worlds. Okay. This is drawing to the end that I am considering the end of this meditation, whatever you'd like to call it. And if you would not like to wake up just yet and to continue this state of being that you have come to, feel free to pause the video or to turn the volume off, or turn off the device that it's on coming to you through, and continue in this state. Or maybe you're ready to continue in the flow that I am personally flowing with, which is now ending this meditation. And so it is. Whatever ending a meditation really is. And it is now, the timer is on 44. 4, there you go. Beautifully timed. Okay. From here we're gonna now, I'm gonna put the cards from the beginning away. And it's time for the big card reading part. Yes, indeed. That was quite fun. So, let's put the camera down and move these into view. Put these out of view. Da, 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 da. Okay, welcome in those of you who are joining me in this pile selection part of the video, and those of you who have continued to be with me. I continue to welcome you in. So the collectives for this pick a card reading are the Shell, which is pile number 1, the Orgonite, the Ohm, which is pile 2, and the no, it's not Shungite, it's an EMF wave protection tower. We're gonna just call him the Black Pyramid. So I'll give you a closer look. Pile number 1. Pile number 2. And pile number 3. Okay, I'll see you in your piles. Welcome in. Pile number 1, pile Shell. Move back. Okay, let's tap into your energy. And let's begin with some cards. So Shell, what is this reading going to be about? Who is this reading for? I just saw an image of, or someone's perspective of their pet, and so this is the card that has come up. This is actually a card that was in the intro pile, the collective at the beginning. So you may have been, there may be a lot within this collective who resonated with the reading at the start for the collective. How am I seeing this now though? I'm actually being more drawn, so in the collective at the beginning, we were being really drawn to these energies on front, or like at the behind of the card, but now I'm being really drawn to the background, and it feels like here there is a companion. And I'm speaking to both parts of the companion. That's really cool. For those of you who are humans, who relate this to, you have a pet, you might want to like call them in, or maybe you already have them around you as you're listening, or maybe just bear them in mind, like have their energy presence from your perspective in here in this reading too. You don't need to push any sort of energy though. There's an energy of like really valuing something, and I'm gonna get another deck, the animal deck, as I speak. But at the back of the deck there's also a card that I consider to be very collaborative. Does it go like that, or does it go, maybe it goes like that actually? I always forget which way round these cards go. No, it's this way, it's this way, up. There is an energy that wants to come through for you of just like love in what you have. Let's just get that card deck. Yes. Both of you love this connection, and this reading wants to highlight that love and to bring more consciousness to it, because it's an energy that you both enjoy. The cards are just like flinging out, but not in like a separate individual cards are coming out, in a way of like just the whole deck slid out. And the way that is expressing itself in like a message feels like you both have the same mind, like about this connection. Within this connection, it's you both just adore each other. And it's such like a sweet I've got your back kind of a way. And I did say the message of pets, but this isn't necessarily a pet. This could definitely be any being that you consider a companion. It feels like companionship energy. I kind of want to bring that out too. We've got two cards, so I think I'm gonna use these as the two energies within this connection. So we have elk. Is that elk? No, it's moose. Moose with wisdom, and butterfly with, is it transformation? Rebirth. Moose with wisdom and butterfly with rebirth. So I find it really interesting because while the moose is a very like hefty animal that is very much grounded on earth, it also has its antlers. I was gonna say horns. Has its antlers. Maybe some of you have horns, or maybe one of, for some people, like within the connection, someone has horns. One of you two, one of the pair. But yeah, this animal is very much grounded on the planet, and yet it is very connected to the stars. It has these antennae, which is, for moose in particular, they're very like receiving. It's not in a like spiky way of like they receive like particular messages. This feels more like they just have a more abstract connection to other dimensions, other realms, to the stars. Maybe the moose person within this connection has a strong connection to the moon. It could, I'm seeing actually quite that the butterfly connect part of the butterfly person in this being in this connection really loves the moose person's connection to the moon. Some of you that may be expressed in very like simple terms of like, hey, I love the moon. and butterfly is like, yeah, I love that you love the moon. But it even in that example, it clearly goes deeper. There's an energetic reason why the moose loves the moon. But I'm actually seeing it quite like the moose person being could like be quite lunatic. Like they could be crazy. Like they could be either like they have crazy moments and they just are kind of a bit like ditzy or like weird in some way. Like moose is also kind of a bit of like a wobbler creature, a bit awkward, an awkward kind of creature. So and the butterfly being really loves that about their companion. But with the for some of them, like their relation, the moose's relation with the moon is that they're kind of crazy, kind of weird, kind of ditzy, kind of a lunatic at times at least. But for others, it's more like the moose is very intuitive and moves with cycles. Like they're very changing, mutable. There's definitely like an energy like this moose person in the connection. They're never a dull moment, never still, always like, and this doesn't have to be like in a small span. It could be like within a matter of seconds they're doing different things or they're expressing different energies, but more so it feels like a gentler throughout life. They're always changing, always growing, always showing new parts of themselves, and this butterfly being really appreciates or really just loves every single part that the moose shows. It's like the moose has like a well of just like an endless well of emotion that they can just, there's so much to the moose person, and I feel like the butterfly being really loves to experience the moose being. Like the moose being feels so unique and like kind of crazy. So how about, that was really interesting, the butterfly. When I went to talk about what like the moose sees with the butterfly, I moved forwards, and the way that is conveying itself in a message is like the moose being really loves to be close and wants to be close. I feel like there may be a little bit of the butterfly being kind of feels untouchable, unreachable in a way. It's like the moose could like chase after the butterfly, but the butterfly is like just loves the moose, but is more like floaty and unperceivable or ungrounded. For some of you, it could be that the moose being lives in the physical realm and the butterfly being is energetic. It lives not in the physical realm, only in other realms. Like spirit realm, crystal realm, space realm. Is space a realm? Yes, it is. In between realms, perhaps even. But this doesn't have to be the case. It could just be that they, like for example, it could be that this moose is a human and this butterfly is a cat, and like the cat, like runs away when you try and pick them up. I live in a place which I'm so grateful for. Like there's loads of cats around. I can look outside and there's like a chance of me seeing a cat, and I love that so much. But they, like, none of them want me to stroke them. So in that case, I'm like the moose. I want to get closer. I want to be able to stroke them. I want to be able to feel them more too. It's like with this dynamic, there's an understanding that the butterfly can always get to know the moose deeper, but the other way around is more difficult. It's like the moose being has to accept that there's like an air of mystery around the butterfly being. There's, because of the nature of them, it's like they're fluttery, it would, like, the butterfly can hold the moose, like with its wings it can like latch on to the moose, and the moose can feel loved through that. However, for the moose to like try and like clasp the butterfly in his arms, which are hooves, it would be to like crush and kill the butterfly. I was actually seeing it more at the start like a human with hands like trying to trap the butterfly. It's like that would trap it in a realm that it's not supposed to be in a small confined space. It's supposed to be free. That's the nature of what it wants to experience in this time. But it's kind of funny that it came through like, no, it would literally kill them. So maybe you live on different planets and like like for the butterfly, like maybe the moose can go to different planets, but the butterfly has to stay on their planet because it's the only place that they can survive. Like they just wouldn't be able to like breathe in other on other planets or in other realms or something. I don't know. There's also multiple butterflies. It could be that they both energies, I want to say, within this companionship, that both beings like put on multiple faces. It's like the way I'm seeing this is like clones. It's like, which butterfly am I gonna get today? Like, and we've even got rebirth. It's like constantly a new version, constantly new, but in a very different way to the moose. It's kind of like the moose feels more predictable in that it moves in cycles, but it's kind of like, I feel like the butterfly person's energy is more sporadic. Like they could be like the same kind of energy for like years, and then all of a sudden they're like a new being, or like they display a trait that they've never displayed before. Whereas with the moose, it's more like they're in a constant, what's that word, like fluxation. They're in constant flux. Is that a word? Does that make sense? I want to note that I also moved my hair then, even though like it went to the exact same position again. Yeah, it's kind of like the moose cycles around the same cycle. There's always some sort of predictability with them, but with the butterfly, it's kind of like they could become anything. Like, the world is their oyster. Like, or many worlds are their oysters. The butterfly, oh yeah, and the butterfly comes from a caterpillar. Oh my god, yeah. I was trying to think earlier when I was expressing that, like, how does that like relate to the butterfly? Like, where did that message come from? Like, it's kind of like, huh, interesting. But now it makes sense because it's like, yes, the butterfly starts as a caterpillar. It starts like as a whole other being, and then now it's a butterfly. Whereas moose is always just like a small moose that becomes a big moose. Yeah. So I haven't actually read the stuff on the cards. I love this connection, like, this is beautiful. Like, I want to say also, like, I feel like I may have been describing it like they're quite different, or like it's hard to reach, but that's not the way the energy is presenting itself. It's presenting themselves like these are like best friends, like these are just the best of buddies. They love each other so much, and I kind of feel like it appears as though one loves the other more, like one may be really doting, but they both love each other. Like, there's just this connection that's really beautiful. So moose is wisdom with let your head and mind reach the stars, yet keep your feet grounded on the earth. Listen to the ancient wisdom in your soul. The ancestors speak through you. You know much. What if for like someone watching, the butterfly is an ancestor and the moose is connected to that ancestor? Okay. And butterfly is rebirth. You can reinvent yourself. I probably should have read these at the start. Like, they kind of, but it's cool because they just seem like they're fitting what I was saying. I'm also becoming aware of how I feel like I've been like really chatty. So there could be a lot of like communication, whether that is like with, it kind of feels like for a lot of you it is verbal, like there's a lot of communicating that goes on, whether that's like one-sided and one is like, because that's kind of the way it feels. It's like one of you really loves to chat and talk and one of you really loves to listen. But it could be that you both love to chat. Anyway, yeah, you can reinvent yourself. Open to the rewards of change. You have brilliance to share with the world and love every part of your journey. I feel like maybe is the butterfly going through something difficult? Or like, is maybe for some of you the butterfly has an illness? I just like became really aware like that I was really stuffy and kind of feel like scratchy, or like my throat is kind of like clogging up. Maybe one of you just like the butterfly, I mean, maybe the butterfly doesn't like the heat. Like maybe when it comes summertime, they're just a bit like, whew. Maybe. Or yeah, there's this air of like, the butterfly really loves to be refreshed. And I feel like cold air could really be soothing for them. Or fresh air. It's more like fresh air. Like, again, like being cooped up does not feel good for butterfly being. I mean, butterfly being does not like being cooped up. I feel like in particular, butterfly being loves to be outside with moose being. I feel like both because it's like the place that butterfly being loves to be, and just like sharing that with the one that they love, it is wonderful. But it's also like I'm seeing like butterfly being really likes to watch moose being outside too. It's like butterfly being likes just like floating around with moose being doing their own thing. Like moose being feels quite like they might have like a dedicated task that they like to do outside, if your realm even has outside. Or maybe if your realm has like everything you consider is outside, it's like in the more open landscapes or open energies, there's like something that the moose being would like to do. Like for one, I just saw, like to start with, I was seeing someone like in the garden and like they're digging up stuff, or like they're going on a particular walk, or they're collecting like twigs and doing stuff. Like they have a project or something in mind. And then the butterfly being is just like running around, or like laying, just watching, or maybe just being, like maybe watching the sun. Maybe they really like the sun, but it's like the presence of what the moose being is doing in their element is a really beautiful thing. This being definitely senses more than maybe they appear to sense. And the other thing, the example that I saw was like in a realm where it's like pure light. It was kind of like in the lighter parts of that realm. This being would go there particularly, or when they went there, or when they go there together, this being really likes to like experiment, or like I saw them quite witchy, like they really liked to it's like they were like collecting energy of magic so that they could like use it back at home or something. it was more abstract than that though. It's kind of like this being more was from there, but this being was like adventuring there. Okay, I keep noticing on this card the like branch, and it connects to two of the butterflies, but not to this one. One message with that, the moose is the card that keeps wanting to like jump and drop on the floor. I'm not quite sure what that means, but it does go with the moose energy of like go 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 go. I don't know how else to put that into words. What was I saying with... Oh yes, the message... He didn't fall, but he almost fell. Separate, the top butterfly, yes, there's still aspects to the butterfly that the moose doesn't know of, but I feel like most aspects of the moose the butterfly knows of, or can sense, kind of thing. I feel like the butterfly being knows more about the moose being than the moose knows about their own being. I feel like that might not be for everyone, but for some people. There's just such a depth to moose being though that it's just, it's really alluring. It's really alluring. Yeah. I just heard the shower like drip then. I'm not quite sure what that means, but this also looks like a river now. Or maybe it is a river. I mean, it's all perspective, right? Art is just perspective. A river. The moose is by a river. Maybe butterfly met moose by a river, and it's like the moose was by the river just for an adventure, like like the moose likes to go to the river just to drink, right? Because it likes getting a drink sometimes. It's refreshing, yeah, it's refreshing. But then the moose plans to go back into the woods again. But the woods is like, the butterfly comes from the river, or like likes flying around the river, so that's where they met. But to go like to spend all their time in the woods would feel like too dark for the butterfly. So I wonder if maybe there's... You two feel so close though. I was gonna say, like, do you spend a lot of time apart? I love these two. I think I'm gonna end the reading there though. Or maybe we'll get like one more. We'll get one more of my cards. Mine. All mine. And oh yeah, there's the sorry if that was loud. You chose the shell. We were talking about water, because there's more to that. There's more to it. Could be emotion, like the moose met the butterfly when they tapped into their emotion more. But the butterfly lives in a constant state of within that emotion. Like the emotional realm. Like with the moon also, it's like the moose cyclically taps into their emotions. But the butterfly, it's always swimming in consciousness, like always swimming above the emotions. Observing. I don't know, the butterfly feels really cool and observing. And the moose is what the butterfly likes to observe. That one came up at the back of the deck again. We got the one that to me looks like a seed and reminds me of protection. As well as... Ooh, this is a beautiful one. I love this right now. Which way up does it go? No. But maybe it is that way. Wow. Yeah, I think it actually is the way that I thought it wasn't. Is there a message in that? It is the way that I thought it wasn't. Is that what I said? I don't even know what those words mean anymore. I'm remembering I made this on a train. That's why it's so like jiggly. Movement. Like, yes, okay. The fact that two of them came up again is also like, this one's the butterfly. Maybe I'll try and hold them together. This one is the butterfly. And this one is the moose. And this one is really jittery and they're on a journey. Like that adventuring again, it's like this one's on a journey, but this one's already like content. They're very content with themselves and they're very in, like this one feels, it's like even for me, it's like this being knows but lives in something that I find too high vibrational or too magical to quite like put into words. Or they're very content. They've created a lot. They're very content. It's like there's more to this butterfly than the moose thinks, because the moose doesn't often think to wonder how much is in the butterfly. If it's the moose watching, like, you might find it really, really magical to like delve more deeply into who the butterfly is and to what they know, because they've had like loads and loads and loads of experiences that you don't see, or that like maybe before you met, or maybe in different lives. Like this butterfly feels like they're more aware of your past lives together than the moose. Like the moose is on a journey, they're on the train, they're going somewhere, they're adventuring, and their idea of themselves isn't yet clear. Even that which they are sure about is still like a little off. It's still not, it's still to be protected and grown. It's still the seed. Hey, and I feel like I saw that a bit as like the moon around the seed. So the moon could really illuminate and bring, like, the moose connecting to the moon could really help them discover who they are and feel at home. And the butterfly encourages this, is what it feels like. The butterfly loves to see the moose's connection to the moon because it reminds moose of who they are. Yeah, and like one day it feels like the moose will realize, like once they've like fully embodied this energy of the moon, it's like they'll realize that it wasn't the moon, like all along it wasn't the moon, but it was something within them. And when they find that, it's like it's like once this has grown into a tree, which is to say the like experience of the moon, then they'll realize that within a grander scheme of things they are but a seed, and this tree that is the seed is like still a baby, and like they can learn so much more about themselves again, like that they see what there's an ongoing evolution with this. And while the butterfly could zoom out and then expand on itself and its experience, it's kind of like butterfly feels like it just wants to be with moose right now. Butterfly doesn't really, it's like butterfly is constantly accumulating more already. It's just in a really different way to moose. They're both accumulating, but it's like moose almost feels unsatisfied, whereas like they both have more, but butterfly is already satisfied, or it doesn't really attach to that which it's already got. It's just kind of like, I'm just like, it's just adding more. It's like the moose would be surprised at what the butterfly has accumulated, because the butterfly doesn't like care too much about it. It's more open, like maybe yeah, more open. Take that if it resonates, if not then don't. It's such like a coddled energy with the moose, and I love it. Like the moose is intriguing me more right now. It's like, and I feel like that is the perspective of the butterfly. It's like, even though the butterfly has so much to look at within its own realm, it's like I feel like the butterfly loves and is intrigued by the moose's experience. Yes. And with that, I will end your reading. Beautiful, wonderful pile number ones. That was fun. That was fun. Cool. See ya! I'm gonna just continue to hold the camera on so you can mosey on by. One hour 20. I was holding that. Okay, we're gonna begin group 2. Hello, group number 2. You are the Om Orgonite, which used to be on the back of my old phone for like ages. It feels like very classic. So I wonder if there's an energy of like classic. Okay, there's a lot within this collective that is, okay, that's kind of tripping my mind. To how do I explain that? It's like, there's a lot within this collective that is the root. It's where you come from. Like basically, the only way that I can see this for humans is like, it is for humans, which is like, oh no, but it switched also. It's that watching this or coming through this, being a receiver of this, is your ancestry, but also it's flipped. Okay, I don't have words for that. Maybe it'll come through. Hopefully it'll come through if it's necessary. I want to note that when I went to drink my water, it's like I wanted to hold this as a mug. There's like a past life coming through for this, I think, and it's quite dark. Maybe in the Dark Ages. I don't know history very well, so I can't really say. But it felt like human history. Oh no, it doesn't even feel like human history. This is, for some of you, this is going to be a human past life, but others of you, this is not. This is definitely not on Earth. For one, I'm seeing lots of different examples now. For the first one that came to mind was a very dry planet, quite like sandy looking, and another one was like a red planet, very hot. But not necessarily, like, for my human brain, it didn't seem like a happy place. The sandy planet felt like generally it could be a peaceful, like, loving experience of a planet. Like the entire life, or like other lives on that planet could be very at peace and loving and happy, but this life in particular doesn't feel like a happy one. But then on the red planet, it feels like, and you could have past lives on all of these, by the way. The red one feels like, from my human perspective, it's like the entirety of the planet is not happy. It's like, it's kind of a feeling of like it's collapsing in on itself. And I kind of feel like that might be the energy that you had within this past life, and we'll see how this past life relates to where you're at now. Maybe it kind of feels like you're going through similar experiences, or maybe it's just for fun, like you just want to connect with that feeling of yourself, but in a different expression, to understand who you really are more. We'll see, or we won't see. So yeah, the image I was getting at the start was in a very dark place. It was in like a small room, or in like a large room that is just simply dark. In some cases there are lots of books around, but that's not in all cases. I feel like you either just found out some news, or you're about to find out news, and you know that you're about to find out news. It's like you're holding your mug of warm something, and it's like, I almost feel like it's not like hot chocolate or like tea or coffee. Like, it feels more like a broth or like a sustaining something. If this is on another planet, I'm kind of more being shown the earthly one, maybe just because I can comprehend that more, but I can see it being in other planets also, in that this, like, quote unquote drink, it's not being drank. Okay, I'm feeling it more now. It's not being drank for pleasure. It's like you need to drink it. And for some of you, this is a past life where you were about to die. Like, people had given you were in like a facility, and or just somewhere like that you didn't really want to be there, and you were given a drink that is like, you drink this before they kill you. I don't know why, but it feels like, it's weird because it feels like a broth. Like, I'm imagining like a salty, like a miso soup kind of a broth, like a cup of noodle, or cup of, what are they called? Like cup of tea? Are they called cup of soups? Or maybe that's just like a brand of soup, like in the UK. I don't know. Anyway, point is, yeah, Point is, you're about to die in this past life. Possibly. For some of you, this also could be that it was more of like just you're drinking your tea, but you are very psychic in this life, and you know that there are gonna be like people that are coming to take you away. Like, in any circumstance, this life is one that is highlighting that you are aware that something you as this personality deemed as bad was gonna happen. Something that you didn't want was about to happen, and you were just kind of waiting on it. You weren't like, you feel very wise, like you're kind of, or like how maybe TV in this realm, my realm of Earth, would depict as wise. Like, you're just kind of accepting it. Like, it's kind of like you have old guy vibes, like old wise guy, like I'm just gonna accept my, like I've accepted my fate. It's like you're not like crying, or there could be other past lives I want to mention. Okay, I'm gonna get some cards, get some direction for this. Like, why is this being brought to the surface? There's a tranquility of acceptance that you can have. There's a peace that you can now come to with more awareness of this past life. A lot of you could perhaps feel as though your emotions aren't valid. Perhaps you have very extreme emotions, or feel as though you have lived a longer life than you have, or a more strugglesome life than you have. And you may feel very misunderstood, or like you can't quite accept your emotions because it feels like you're dumb too. Like, if say you like are very like well off in this lifetime, you feel like you have a lot of abundance, like both emotionally and with the physical, and you just feel like you have led a good life. But no, that wasn't the point. The point is, you feel, if you look at your life, you have led what is deemed to be a good life by maybe those around you. However, you feel as though you have struggled far beyond what you have struggled in this life. I think that was a long-winded explanation. Essentially, you still have emotions that have yet to be released from past lives, and this is an example. That was an example of one of them, probably a primary one that was, or the primary energy of the past lives that are still lingering with you. That can now, it's not about like trying to shift them or trying to release them, unless that comes naturally to you and you want to. It's more just about acknowledging that the current emotions that you have are completely valid. We don't always need to understand where emotions come from for us to accept them and to understand them in an abstract sense. It is okay for you to feel feelings, even if you can't justify them, even if it feels like they might not even be yours. Like, this could even be like you're processing feelings of your because I said ancestry at the start, I think, of your ancestors. Like, essentially this reading is these emotions, this feeling of struggle that is kind of like within your soul. It is there. Like, you've had experiences, you've had lives of that, and it might, hearing that and maybe delving more deeply into that, maybe you want to go get other readings of like past life readings to understand why you feel the way you do in this life. That could be very relieving for you. I want to maybe bring a specific card from my over there shelf. That's what it is called. But first we'll look at these. We've got a golden crested. That's a weird word. Golden, if I've said that right. Golden crested dragon. Brings you higher love so that you embody Christ's light. Absorb the Christ light. You're protected. Expand your heart and remain fifth dimensional. I didn't take in like a message for any of that. That just like went over my head. I'm seeing it with more clarity than I've seen that card like ever. It's like appearing to me as new, which is really interesting, and it kind of makes me feel like that is how you'll feel viewing this current life. You'll have more clarity of your current life by viewing other lives, and it could be in quite direct ways of like, oh, I feel this way now because I feel a loss of someone I love right now because I lost someone dear to me 6 lives ago, or like just in another life. Time is weird. What's the message that I was trying to get out? Yeah, it could be like that. Could be very direct in why you feel the way you do. But what I'm feeling more is like this clarity will come by simply acknowledging, like, you don't need to actually see the past lives to acknowledge like, oh, this is a past life feeling. Yes. So you also got Black Dragon from Saturn and Sunshine Yellow Dragon. Yeah, it feels like you can release it, the planet that you're on. This is a reading for many beings. The planet that you're on could really help you at this time. Also, perhaps connecting to the planet that it could be a feeling surrounding the planet that you come from in this lifetime. It could be a loss of this planet, or it could just be the state of consciousness this planet is on. Like, you still quite feel that strongly in this lifetime. But perhaps for some of you, your connection with your current planet is kind of through a lens of your connection to this past life's planet. And maybe just the simple acknowledgement of that helps you to see with greater clarity both of them separately rather than mingling them together, because it could kind of be like if you've forgotten these other planets, that you've had experiences and connections with these other planets. It could be like you've forgotten that you're on a planet to begin with, or you are a planet perhaps. It could also be the one message that's coming through is the creatures around you. So perhaps the planet itself in this past life brought you a lot of comfort during a time of struggle. Like, there could have been a lot of oppression. This card, I usually feel lighter about this, but it's feeling the more like classic Saturnic energy, which it just feels more like in its detriment. Like it could have been that you wanted deeper connection with your planet in the past, and this could reflect into the present. You wanted this deeper connection with your planet, but you were how like you were restricted from having that. It's kind of like I said, like facility, and it felt like it was all indoors, that those images that I was seeing, and it kind of did give me a feeling actually of like I can't go outside, or like they, like other beings are telling me where to go, or like it just felt very controlled, and like you just had no choice. It could have even been like, you know, that drink, it could have, and how I was saying like that was a sustaining kind of drink, it could have been like that was like kind of prison food, like you were being maintained by these beings, like they would control what you got to like eat and drink in order to survive, and you would have like a specific weird drink or something maybe for some. What else? Memory. There's like two very juxtaposing energies. Okay, this could be the energy for the message for some of you, that you're currently on a very loving planet that has a lot of support, but maybe you naturally come from a planet that wasn't very loving at the time, and wasn't connected to what you perceive as loving, and wasn't very supportive. So it could be that you feel disconnected to this current planet, and that a way to connect more with the love that is here is to recognize that you have a fear of connecting with your planet because of what this planet may have done to you, and a past life's planet may have done to you, or like maybe it was the planet. Like when we see beings also, we can see that a lot of beings, like for me as a human, like I see myself as my planet. So it could be that it was like beings that were restricting you on the planet, but it's like they are a part of that planet and they were what was restricting you. If that makes any sense. There's like a very, like today is quite cloudy in my day, in this day that I'm filming this too. Or at least I'm being very drawn to the fact that it is. And that space that is here, it's like this energy is, it feels so cloudy, but more in like, not in a kind of cloudy that I might typically, like my personal Weaver of Worlds and Wen's connection to clouds. It's more like a gloomy, like the typical human, like, oh, miserable day today, isn't it? Like feels very like past lifey, like, but in a negative way. It's like, or simply a way that I used to view past lives, like before I became connected to them more personally, just how I would see like maybe other people talk about past lives or past life readings. Like there's a miserable energy about this. Yeah, the main message that I want to bring through is to feel your feelings even if they don't make sense, because just because you can't understand them doesn't mean that they don't make sense. There just could be a lot of energies that you're processing that just aren't from what you remember. Yeah, what else shall we do? I'm just like fiddling with this right now. I'm gonna get you a card from my deck. I did that with the previous pile, but I wanna, it came to mind again, just kind of like mine. I don't know why. I mean, I know why. It's because I'm making fun of the fact that I'm saying that something is mine, when like just that whole concept of like something belongs to me, as opposed to like, because like saying something belongs to me is to say that it doesn't belong to you, and that's like separation, and like what is belonging? Everything just is. Is there a message that wants to come through with that? I kind of feel like you may be in an energy of just like very receptively processing maybe needing to cry, maybe wanting to just like get in bed and sleep, process it, or just again, there's no way. You saw me shuffle that. This card has come through in the collective reading, then the first reading, and now you're reading too. Okay, what am I seeing with it this time? What message wants to come for the Orgonite? Ooh, Orgonite is clearing. And now I'm kind of seeing, so I've been seeing this as like a rocket, and now I'm kind of seeing it like this is a planet, this is the past life's planet, and this is more like your, like it could have been beings that fled from the planet and maybe they left you behind, but what I was seeing to start with was it was actually more like the planet was, the rocket was imaginary. Red hawk. Maybe red hawks are significant for you, but that was a red kite. The way I was seeing this and the way I'm feeling it is you were trapped and you wished that you could escape. You were on a planet that you didn't want to be on. So maybe there could be, if you feel that about your current planet, it could be that you feel like you have this feeling of like, I just don't want to be here, I want to escape. This is a horrible planet. But maybe that is more from this past life. And it's like mingling into your experience of this present planet. And it could be reflected, like there could be reasons for your feelings about this planet that are very logical, and it is rooted in these reasons, but it is also reflected in the reasons for the other past lives planet, and those practical reasons for why you wanted to get away from that planet. Yeah, there's like a feeling of like, I just don't want to be here. I just wish that I could get out of these chains. Like, I wish that I could be in love and freedom and not be so restricted and held back and controlled. Like, there's a big feeling of control. It's like, I don't feel appreciated. I'm not seen. I'm not allowed to experience life how I want to experience it. Like, this is repression. This is just cruel. Like, that's your feeling. But like, I'm seeing this as like an observing like tower. Like, you're being watched, maybe. Like, it's like, and okay, so that message of me saying, like, talking about like what is mine, I think that maybe that message is like, you wish you could have something of your own. Like, you want a mine. Like your energy feels to you like, or maybe it just is, it just feels split, and it's like, oh, I've lost that trail. It's like you don't feel that your life is your own to choose. It's like you wish that you could live the way you wanted to live, not the way that this planet is like forcing you to live. It's like dredging in a hole. You just want to escape. It's like you wish that you could escape to out there, but while you're here, it's like you feel trapped here. Or on the planet you felt trapped, or on this planet you feel trapped. So therefore you like want to dig into it and hide. There's one moment. Okay. Yeah, there's okay, this isn't what I would choose to express, but it's coming through, so I'm gonna honor the message. This is the back of the deck, and it kind of feels like, you know, that watcher thing I was saying. It feels like this is a watcher and this is a watcher, and it's like, but these ones, or like one of this is one that you feel loved by. It's like you recognize that it's not the essence of it's not that you're being watched. It's not the essence of what is happening or what happened, what was going on. It's like what was going on, like why that was happening. Or like, for example, just like the watcher, being watched. You can be watched from a space of love, or you can be watched from a space of control, or like from a space of fear, hate, whatever. There's just like a message of it's like you feel supported, but you also feel really not supported. And I want to hone in on the fact that you feel like there's nothing you can do about this. Yeah, you feel like there's that you just have to, oh yeah, like with that, what I was saying at the start, it's like you think that being wise, because I wasn't agreeing with this, but you think that being wise is just surrendering, is just like letting them take you. But that's because you think that they have control over you. You think that, or you thought that there was nothing you could do. But I want to bring, let's get like a message of I feel like hope, or what's the meaning, or let's show you your power, show you why it happened, or why it's happening. Okay. The first message for like clearing this energy is gonna be just a feel. I want to note how I'm using the Sacred Sea Oracle, which is water, the ocean. Oh, my ocean. Mine. The Earth's ocean. I'm gonna view the main two are Shark and Sea Serpent, which is to say this is all surrounding your fear. You're afraid of, or you were afraid. If I say like you are or were, just like swap them around to what fits for you. You're afraid that there are these big sharks that can eat you. You're afraid that you are trapped. You're afraid that people do have control over you. You're afraid that you're powerless. You're afraid that you're powerless and that other people can control you. But the truth is that it's all within. The Sacred Serpent, is that called Sacred Serpent DNA? Sacred Serpent Spirit DNA activation. It's all within you. The Shark card speaks about fears being misguided. Like the shark spirit, the shark is feared, but from a state of not seeing the truth, from a state of like fear, not from a state of like the shark actually having that power or actually having that intention. The empowerment message is literally just to shift the gaze within at how your experience is being shaped by your own perception of what your experience is, by So there's a need to, or there's an advice here for feeling your feelings from a more detached space, it's about allowing yourself to feel these feelings, but it's not about getting caught up and attaching to the fact that it's like allowing yourself to feel like, yes, I feel like I have suffered, and that is because you have in other lives, and thus that continues to create suffering in this life for you. But it's about accepting that you can feel that, and yes, you can feel that, but not like with your mind attaching to the fact that you like identify with being a sufferer. I think that you might have a tendency to keep yourself in suffering, in these past life traumas, because you weren't allowed to feel them at some point, whether this was early childhood or within this lifetime, that lifetime. Like, you weren't allowed to feel them. Like, people may have said, like, you have it easy when you didn't feel like you did, so you now want to give yourself the validation that, you know what, no, I do feel this way, I have suffered. But then you want to hold on to that like an ego, like you identify with that, like you have to keep gripping to it, and that's keeping you in this state of constantly holding this power above you. Like, it's reaffirming to yourself that you are in suffering and that you have to remain in suffering, when in fact you are powerful, and that you can choose to live through freedom and liberation and love and peace and control over your life. So okay, so this was kind of like the underlying energy of like fear, and that being from within you, and that this feels like the energy that is after releasing, like this energy is being birthed, or something of that sort. We'll see more as I read them. Creativity. See, goddess of creativity. I'm noticing now how I'm also like about to put these cards on the table, but I put these to the side on the floor. It feels like we don't need this. We don't need this. There's a mindset that you are very attached to. And I'll leave it at that. And I feel like you may this may be something that you can't choose, like, by understanding it logically. It may be something that you have to kind of choose to liberate yourself. You have to choose to decide that you're powerful, to decide that you don't have to live in the dark, that you can decide to live a lighter life. We've also got seahorse spirit, create the unexpected. Yeah, and I feel like for you that's like, it's unexpected to you. It's like you get to choose to create your unexpected. And it's also like breaking the cycle. Like, expected would be like all these past lives that you've experienced that are of struggle. Like, it's good to resonate with them because it shows you who you are, but if it was expected, it would be to continue that trail, to continue to live in the ways that your soul has previously lived, but that you're now maybe mostly connected to. But unexpected would be to create a life that you love, and to connect with this current planet that you're living on, or as, or in a way that is new, that is a fresh perspective on what a planet really is, and what the beings of this planet maybe really are. This could also be like you had bad experiences with a particular planet, like maybe the past life was on this planet, and or maybe surrounding a particular like race of beings who, like I just said, like did you wrong, and so you hold like malice towards them, and it's about accepting those feelings and then not attaching to them to such that it is hindering your present, because it feels like this, it's like I feel like I want to keep repeating the same things, but I think that is because you're finding that reassuring, but in a way that is like you feel like you can't accept your feelings, like you feel, you must have been told, I think, in childhood that you shouldn't feel the way you feel, like it's not a big deal, like maybe you felt like something was like extremely traumatic, but then your parents said don't make a big fuss about it, like this is nothing, like, or why are you crying over that? It's like, yes, there needs to be an acceptance, like it is okay, like you did feel like it was traumatic to you, it genuinely was, like maybe other people haven't really seen how your experience has been, like you've lived a different experience to the one they feel you have lived, but just because they haven't validated that doesn't mean that you need to validate it by continuing to live in that and trying to prove that you're from struggle. Like it feels like you want to prove that you're struggling, to prove that life is hard for you, because you couldn't do that as a child and you're still trying to prove that. But if you accept that that is the truth and you don't need to have other people validate that for you, you can validate for you that you feel the way about your life that you do, that will enable you to therefore release that and to actually not have to live in struggle, because you've accepted that you did live in struggle and that you don't have to anymore. Okay, yes, peaceful passageway. Yeah, you're so holding yourself back from living in peace, or maybe you were, I don't want to say now, but and 5, change, the number of change. I don't know, I'm gonna read that, we're gonna read that. Yeah, it's like, to you peace is unexpected, or was unexpected. And at the back we have Sacred Burial Temple, Embrace Transition. Yes, this is the true change card, and it is the number 6, which comes after the 5. It's embracing peace is what gets you this change. You might be experiencing a present life that you've wanted out of for so long, like you felt that restraint, you've wanted liberation, and maybe you've always felt like that comes from outside of yourself, like other people are oppressing you, but it's because you were affirming that. And don't get so wrapped up in your mind about it though. Don't I feel like I shouldn't have said those last words, because I feel like you went back into trying to understand it rather than like feeling your way into deciding peace. You don't need to decide your life through the way you think it lives. You can just decide what you want. Peace. Like if you want peace, embody peace. It doesn't have to be complicated. So yeah, this thing that I was saying that you may have felt for a long time in this life, or at least recently in this life, that you have been wanting out of somewhere, you've been wanting freedom. I think that the whole, like, you've wanted this, you've wanted change, you've wanted a death of something in your life, you've wanted a change, you've wanted to be able to rebirth yourself, and that comes from embracing peace. It comes from no longer choosing to live in struggle. Embrace the peace that is present within your life. It is present within your life. You can choose to expand upon the struggle, or you can choose to let that go and expand upon the peace. You can choose the line that you want to walk on. You can choose peace. You can choose this rebirth that you've been wanting and waiting for, but you've been waiting outside of yourself, and you can choose to create it. You can choose, that I was trying to understand what that was for a moment then. You can choose to create the life that you want. There are plenty of videos about manifestation on that YouTube if you resonate with that term, manifestation. Why is that coming to me? I want to say that you don't have to do it other people's way. You can do it your way. You don't have to do it a specific way. You don't have to like plan to do it. You can just choose the way that you want to live. Live the way that you want to live. And you can choose that. You can choose to live the way that you want to live. You can choose to be grateful. You can choose. I want to just keep saying that, and I keep like staring at the yellow in this. You can choose the light. And now, when I said that you can choose the light, I dropped this after holding it for so long. And that just, yes, that feels telling, or that feels right. It feels right. I'm also noticing how I'm holding Labradorite, which is very good for processing emotion. You may be drawn to Labradorite. I don't usually feel, I don't usually resonate with like when people say, I don't really feel like, I don't feel a lot of resonance with saying a crystal might really help you at this time with this, but this time I feel like it really might. And I wonder what the message is in why I felt such like a need to say that I don't usually feel like it, and thus, that goes so well with your reading. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to express this. It's like I was trying to emphasize, like, I'll put this in this way, it's like I'm only happy because of like the opposite of I wasn't happy. But you don't have to be happy because of the opposite. You can be happy just purely because of happy. Okay, that didn't really make sense. Let's try and think of a better way of explaining that. Something about struggle. That's about the Labradorite with the. Okay, it just explains the energy that you've been in, which is what I've explained a lot of already. So I'm not going to try and express this train of thought. Okay, I flipped it open on the Seahorse Spirit, so I'll read a bit of that too. The affirmation is, I love making people laugh, and I find the new joyful ways to infuse laughter into the little moments of my life. Sacred meaning, surprise yourself and others, do the opposite of what you normally do, be daring and funny, evoke laughter, discover a new vision of yourself. See, just like that. Discover a new vision. Like, instead of saying the word in the way that it's written, say it in the way that you want to say it. Say it like Sid the Sloth. Sid the Sloth. Discover a new version of yourself. Shake up or spice things up. I'm gonna show you the writing in case you want to screenshot it, because I don't want to read it. I don't feel like it, but I do want to read 5 and burp. Like, kind of came out. Okay, peaceful. I want to hold the card up for you as I was gonna say as I write this. Maybe some of you really like writing, or like getting out some of these emotions in writing could be helpful. Or finding your peace through writing. Yeah, more like that. Finding your peace through writing. Maybe you love to write. Maybe that is one thing that brings you peace, and that is something that you can do more of to create, literally just simply create the life you want to live, would be by doing the things that you want to live by, with doing, as, with, have. Okay, peaceful passageway. Choose serenity. Affirmation. I choose to view my current circumstances as my chosen pathway. I choose. Oh, yes, this is the card. I choose to view my current circumstances as my chosen pathway. I choose to be calm and serene and in divine harmony with my soul as I move through these experiences with gentleness and with as much joy as possible. Choosing to acknowledge that your current experience is your choice is what enables you to then choose the life that you want to live going forwards. And I think the reason why you haven't been able in the past to liberate yourself from the life that you don't want to live, or something that you don't want, is because you've been trying to do it, but still with the mindset of, my current life wasn't chosen by me, but what if it was? Embodying that you get to choose how you want to live, that in every moment you are breathing in the way that you are choosing to breathe in. Okay, sacred meanings. Inner peace, calmness, serenity, relaxation, flow state, synchronicities, holidays, gentle joy, rejuvenation, integration, harmony, restoring of body, mind, and soul. If you want to screenshot the image of this card and crop myself out, I might recommend that, because I think there's a lot of energy that just really is perfect for you in this. Okay, sacred message. There are times when difficult life experience will rattle you to the bone, causing trauma and destruction to your body and nervous system and aspects of your sacred life. This card appears to you as a calling to finally rest and breathe deeply. Yes! I love it, I love it, I love it. I love it. Your hard work in coming to a calm, still point in order for you to reflect on and rejuvenate from. Did I read that right? Your hard work is coming to a calm, still point in order for you to reflect on and rejuvenate from. Your ways of being and existing in the world are moving you into a very harmonious, conscious, and calm lifestyle. A tranquil mindset can allow you to find solace in all that you have gone through. I feel like you're way more at this new state of being, of this state of lightness, than I was channeling. I feel like everything I was saying was from that gunked place that you've come from, and I feel like actually you're really you're, if not already now, very soon to be stepped into this completely peace and serene, empowered state of being, because this is really resonating, I think, for this pile. Sacred sea ritual. Create time and space for a sacred soak. Submerge your entire body in the submerge your entire body in a sea salt-saturated body of water where you can fully relax, float, and meditate. Breathe deep as you honor yourself for all the challenges in your recent past. Take note that it is exactly that, in your past. How cool is this card? And how cool am I for channeling all the same thing as this? Take note that it is exactly that, in your past. Allow yourself to release the tension you are presently holding on to. This highly impactful experience came into your life as you were a vibrational match to it, and you get to see it in a new light, understanding the contrast this situation provided for you. You may now change the course of your path and change your thinking and feeling to create a new level of life. You have found this peaceful passageway, a new way of being in your mind, body, and life that is forever unshakably peaceful. You get to become the way shower I read that as like way shower. The way shower and a beacon. You get to become the way shower and a beacon of light for others as you pass through. Take this moment to honor yourself and this initiation of your soul to a new level of deep inner peace. Yeah, I want to emphasize the fact that that resonated too for you, I think, of you get to become the way shower and a beacon of light for others as you pass through. That also emphasizes that point that I was trying to make just now, of like you feel way more like in this, like you're a very, like you're stepping into this peaceful state that has been hard to get to, and you're already stepping into this, which is like, for everyone else who is going through the struggle still, like you are a teacher, an example, an energy that is very beneficial to just exist, because it provides example that this transformation is possible. You are living proof that that you can change from struggle to, what's the opposite of struggle? Like, yes, peace, but there's another word, like from struggle to thriving, from struggle, from I've created an oracle deck. It's not like physical yet, and on the back bottom it says from trauma to truth, and that feels like this energy, from trauma to truth. Wow. Yeah, you are. Okay, here's this card in case you want to screenshot that too. Especially like if some of you feel like you come to this realization and then you kind of forget it again, maybe like just reading this might or coming back to this video might help you remember it again. Pile 2. That was it. We went on a journey of past lives and ancestry and planets, and from imprisonment to liberation and love and peace, and then even to teacher. It's like 3 stages: trapped to free to freer, like you're the one with the key to unlock the other trapped ones. Yeah, that is your reading. That is your reading. So see ya. Bye bye. I'm gonna continue to keep the camera on and go to pile number 3. I want to just like note for anyone here now, I feel today feels weird for me. It's like when I speak, like I feel like when I was speaking yesterday I was more speaking like from me, but today feels a bit more like maybe it's just like the messages I was channeling yesterday resonated with me more. Okay, that makes sense. Maybe someone also needed that confirmation for themselves. Like if you're a channeler in particular, or maybe it resonates for you in another way, but if you're a channeler, I can see how that would resonate, because that's my experience right now. Of maybe sometimes you feel like you're being inauthentic when you're channeling messages for people, but and that's the truth, because the truth is you're supposed to be being inauthentic in order to get across a certain message. If you channel through like embodying the energy rather than being more like detached and viewing it, I do it quite like I start to embody that energy. So like if you watch my different videos or different readings, you'll see that I talk in a different way, or I just like everything that I do in a reading pertains to that reading. Yeah. So basically, inauthenticity during readings doesn't necessarily mean that you're doing anything that needs to be shifted for most alignment and the highest timeline, the most loving ways. I don't know how to express that. It's okay. That's what I want to say for myself and for anyone that resonates with. For, and let me get water now. Glug glug. And reset for pile number 3. And then I'm hungry and I want to eat hummus and carrot and cucumbers. Why am I saying this? And I really need to pee, but I don't want to pause the video. I don't want to go pee because I don't want to have to split the video up, because then I'd have to put it in an editor to conjoin them, and then that like takes loads of like it takes time to process it, and I don't want to. So instead I'm going to do the final reading slightly hungry and slightly needing to pee. Okay. Welcome in pile number 3. You chose the Black Pyramid. Black. A song just came to mind. What is that song? I haven't listened to that for so long. It's like black and... It's not black and yellow. It's not that. It's like black. I'm gonna link that, I think. Or shall we find it together? Maybe I'll create 2. Oh wait, I was gonna get my, I was like, where's my phone? I'm gonna find that song. But yeah, I'm filming on my phone, so we can't do that. Hello, welcome to your reading. What is this reading about? That song, and not being able to get the song and having lost something, or like trying to find something that you've lost. So maybe you're trying to find something. Let's get some cards for you. I really want the... some of you, if you are looking for a new deck, you might resonate with the Sacred Travelers deck. I don't have it anymore, but that just came to mind. Or maybe you yourself feel like you're going on a journey. Okay, we've got a few cards popping out. We have Divine Masculine. Maybe you resonate with that, or maybe this is a message being called to maybe heal your Divine Masculine. Maybe you're finding a healing Divine Masculine. Oh, yes. I wanted to call my ear a phone then. Like, my phone is ringing. My ear is ringing. My phone is ringing. And there's that message again of like the phone. Maybe you're wanting to call someone, or someone is gonna call you. So the reading came from when I was saying you're trying to find your Divine Masculine. So you could resonate with being... I mean, I guess 2 Divine Masculines can come together. I was gonna say you might resonate with being a Divine Feminine, finding your Divine Masculine. If you don't resonate with those terms, we'll see. We'll see where this reading is going. It's kind of an interesting energy. Compassion. The frequency, I'm going to read this one. The frequency of compassion supports our ability to stand by others without judgment and be the divine mediator between heaven and earth, spirit and matter, so that unconditional love can flow from source through our heart and into the world. Some of you might want to click rewind and listen to that again. I feel drawn to saying that. We also have... Did I show you that? Oh. Compassion. Or maybe you want to screenshot it. some of you may have felt like you found your like one, like you found your counterpart, or you found someone you want to have a relationship with. For some of you, maybe you lost them, and maybe there's a need to revisit the labels that you put on it, and that perhaps your life is more free than you thought it was. Like maybe you thought your life was more maybe you had tied yourself into a life that you didn't actually want, and now like the universe freed you from that, and you're realizing that this is the life you want, but you are struggling to process this feeling of loss. There's something, if you haven't lost something or you don't feel a sense of loss or longing, then this isn't your pile. Emergent, well, who am I to say if this is your pile or not, but that's what I think. Frequency of emergence invites us to approach our reality with a childlike attitude of innocence and wonderment, and to watch and celebrate the beauty that unfolds from that place. And then perception. Yeah, this is what I was saying. The frequency of perception supports our natural curiosity, moving us beyond our comfort zone to find the edges of what we perceive as real and take a good, hard, deep look at it. Yeah, like this is all about I'll just say it how I'm seeing it. You were connected with someone and you felt like they were your one, your like the love of your life, or that they were going to be in your life forever or for longer than they were, or that you loved them so deeply but they didn't reciprocate in some way, or maybe they passed on, or maybe there's some sense of you've lost someone that is you've lost the divine, someone that that is coming through in this reading as the divine masculine. And so it's like, I'm going to show you how this is being displayed on my table. Put that like that so we can get them all in the shot. Bear with me. This is I know that they're upside down for you, but this is the past, and this is the future. This is the present. This is where you're at. A state of like, what's gone on is you've lost this divine masculine, and therefore healing is taking place. And this also goes in hand with, I feel like you found this divine masculine to be very healing for you. Like I feel like you really loved them. I'm gonna go back to filming the normal way. My mind keeps trying to shift the message, or like open it up for people who haven't lost a divine masculine. Like maybe they've lost a divine feminine, but I guess switch it if you feel drawn to doing so. But I'm gonna keep it as divine masculine because that's the way I'm seeing it. I also saw a scene from Doctor Who, the second season. I don't want to spoil it though. Like I just watched. I haven't watched all of them. I've just watched the first and second seasons, and I don't want to spoil it, but it like goes with the. If you don't want spoilers, like skip ahead a lot. But basically, now I'm taking ages and the skippers are gonna come back. Basically, Rose loses the Doctor, and like she loved the Doctor, and at the end, the scene I was seeing was at the beach after she was like trying to find him, Okay, so this is about finding your counterpart, maybe. I want to get it. Okay, this is hopefully now for everyone back. I'm gonna get like a yes or no. Shaky. Okay, I want to give like an opportunity for like, is this only for like people who have lost their divine masculines? This could also be for a lot of you, if you haven't lost a divine masculine, or like if you haven't lost a masculine presence or being, my mind has completely gone blank right now. There's a like dissociation in this pile where I think that you have you either hold a lot of experiences, a lot of feelings that make you not want to exist. Like, I think you want to exist with this other being, whether you've met them in this lifetime or not. It's like, if you haven't met them yet, it's like this yearning, you just wish to be with them again. And if you have met them, it could be like it wasn't it wasn't supposed to be forever with this being, and that could be that they've passed on and that you're now processing that, or that it was simply not a being that you were going to be with forever in this life. Passion at the back. I'll read that. That might resonate with some of you. The frequency of passion reminds us that beneath every intense emotion, a lot of intense emotions here, lies the hidden gem of insight, balance, and calm. It assists us in finding the balance within this intensity, moving us from chaos to the calm of its core, where we can let its long-lasting wisdom fill us up. For some of you, you've definitely lost someone. And everyone's lost someone. But I think that you view them very highly no matter what. They brought you so much love, and like there's just such a beautiful way that you view them. I'm getting goosebumps, goose pimples. This was a really loving experience for you, no matter how it expresses itself now. It is something that you can definitely lean on for emotional support. It is definitely a presence that is like still with you in some way. Like they're with you. They're like they are you, or they're not like, I'm not feeling it like they're like beside you. It's more like they're literally like as close as they can get to you. So yeah, then for everyone, I would say here, they're probably not physically with you. This pile is gonna have there's not really going to be any messages for me to actually convey. It feels like it's more, or like guidance. It's more just, I'm saying it as it is, kind of providing a space for you to accept that what has gone on, and that you're seen, and that just feeling that support. And I hope that this message can help you feel as though it is completely natural for you to be feeling all the emotions that you're feeling. There's no need to rush any sort of there's no need to make yourself feel any way that other than what you feel. It's okay to release and move through these emotions. Like, you don't need to like do anything really. This is just, there's gonna be a time of healing, a time of having that compassion with yourself as you experience yourself, as you experience yourself experiencing what has been experienced. There could be, again, with the emergence and perception cards in the future, it's like you will be having a, so I guess there are some messages. You will be having a renewed perspective on this entire experience, your relationship to this energy, to this being that you were close with, whether that was in this life or in another life. It could be that you perceive that things weren't as like reciprocal as you felt like they, or as you wanted. So it could be about returning to health in future relationships, I guess. But for most of you, I don't want to say that. I want to say for most of you, it's like, I kind of feel like your perspective on life is shifting because of what has happened with you and this being. I think that there will be some sort of lightening of the load in the future. I feel like for some of you, you're realizing that the truth to reality, the truth to love, is far more infinite than you thought. I think it kind of feels to me like you used to have a certain perspective on love that like was brought about because of this person, being, energy, relationship, and now you're, because that has like this change that has come surrounding that, your perspective is also shifting now and changing and evolving to be more expansive, be more truthful to who you now are, or who these experiences have what these experiences have brought to your awareness. I think for a lot of you, you could be understanding that the way I'm seeing this is like, you may have put all of your love in this person, and with this person not being here, you might be realizing that you still have all this love. So it's like you're realizing that the love wasn't in them, it was that they were reflecting that love within you, and that them disappearing, or them you losing them in some way, doesn't take away your love. Like, the love isn't in them, that's not your love in them, it doesn't get taken away when they are taken away. The love is in you, and it's what you feel for them. It's you, it's within you. And I think that that will open your perspective, and it feels like with this renewed perspective, the way you experience just your day-to-day life will shift and become more peaceful, because it feels like you're less grippy, you're less attached. It's more it's lighter, it's more ethereal, it's more divine, more like enlightened. You're coming to experience, it's like, if this is someone who's passed on, it's like you're experiencing their soul, maybe, or your love for them, like in a renewed way that connects you more to the truth of the universe. It's like you now, like maybe you believed in spirit beforehand when they were alive, but now it's like you not only believe in spirit, but you experience spirit. There's like and that aeroplane flying above, if you heard that, it took me a moment. It might be some of you, if you've lost someone, you may be feeling a bit like weirded out by it. Like maybe you thought that like death was a whole, and you chose the black pyramid, like black being an energy of death often. Why pyramid? Pyramids have been used as sacred burial chambers. Come on. This is not a death reading. So yeah, you may be experiencing how death, maybe your perspective on death was like it was this big deal, and it was like really sad and traumatizing and horrible, but maybe actually you're experiencing it in a really peaceful, benevolent, beautiful way, and it's actually just expansive, and it's opening your love, opening your heart to even more love. Like you're experiencing this person that, or being that you used to know in one form, and now you're getting to experience them in a whole other form, or you're feeling I feel a really like evolved, wise, beautiful energy from you of like non-attachment. And I want to say that in that it's like you're experiencing this death in a way that is, you're not like telling yourself like you need to love them, or maybe you are worried, like if that message is coming through, maybe you're a little like worried about how lightly you're taking it. But it's like, no, you have so much love for them, but you don't need to hold on to that. You don't need to hold on to them. And that doesn't mean that you don't love them. It just means that you, as they embody new experiences and new energies and move through life themselves, so are you. So are you evolving and moving through life, and allowing the love that you have within yourself to also channel through into different areas of life, whether that be to this old form in a new form, or to new forms in new forms, or new forms in old forms, or just simply experiencing what else you have to experience. There's just a really beautiful energy of acceptance from all parts. It feels like that it's okay for you to experience life in the way that you want to, in the way that, I don't want to say you want to, it feels like it's okay for you to experience life in the way that it unravels for you, because it feels like there's a very, like, you follow what feels in most alignment for you. Let's have a look at these cards again. Emergence. The frequency of emergence invites us to approach our reality with a childlike attitude of innocence and wonderment, and to watch and celebrate the beauty that unfolds from that place. Perception. The frequency of perception supports our natural curiosity, moving us beyond our comfort zone to find the edges of what we perceive as real and take a good, hard, deep look at it. What's real? So for those of you, if there are any still here, who don't experience this as like a physical death, but maybe you have, as someone who or like a past life death, like there was someone you used to know that isn't in your life right now, and that maybe some of you have recently detached from needing to meet them in this life, and maybe it's more like you're not saying that you don't want to, and you're not saying that you do, or there's some sort of like acceptance of all that is, and allowing yourself to delve into the experience of being able to sense and know a soul that you've never met in this life, or that you have met in this life but not in a physical form perhaps, or in just more unconventional ways. What is the message with that? I want to have a clearer message come through. That is the clear message. I'm seeing like water washing my being. Yeah, a deep acceptance and an allowance of all that is. There's no need to force yourself to tap into certain energies. There's no need to force yourself to hold on to certain energies. That which is in alignment with you is simply here with you already, and there's no need to grip it. It just is, and if it's not, then it will flow, and then you can experience what is here still. There's always this sense of experiencing what is. Yeah. Okay, what else? This can I kind of want more cards, but I kind of don't. I think I don't. Actually, yes, I do. I want more of my cards. For pile number 3, I want to hold it up again. The Black Pyramid. Maybe it feels like you're putting it to rest. Maybe some of you would find it healing to like do a ritual of sorts, to like to send off this energy in like a sacred way that resonates with you. Maybe not. Maybe some of you feel like I just saw someone just then bow, like in their mind they just simply bowed and let that energy wash away. Some of you could be experiencing this spirit come to you, and you may feel there's a raven right outside. It's huge, and oh my god, I love it. I love it. The crows and ravens, like, they only come just to outside my window when I'm doing readings. That's how it feels. Wow, what was I saying? This is a really beautiful energy, like of transition, of death, in just like a sacred, it's just I really just love this. It's like honoring, but not in a way that's like holding or like, I feel like what I used to experience like the energy of death as was like people, or like a need to like a forcing themselves to mourn, or like what I experienced other people in my childhood. Like funerals to me felt like people like it just felt forceful, and like you needed to be sad, or you needed to have like revere them, or gratitude for the ones that have passed. But this just feels like an acceptance, like I feel the way I feel, and that is okay, and that is beautiful, and I'm getting to experience this death in a way that I'm experiencing it. And it is enlightening, because it feels so gentle. It feels so gentle, and I think I'm probably repeating myself, but accepting. It feels so accepting. So this is the card you got. Doesn't that feel like ether? Like they're in the stars now. Whether they were always in the stars or they're meeting the stars now. And it feels like a birthing, doesn't it? Like this is like a plant. This is home. This is where they came from, and they're going to the other side. That was the message that I was trying to get through. Thank you. Also, there's a raven. this is the back of the deck. Doesn't that kind of look like a ritual, like a kind of, it makes me think now of like 3 staffs in like a really it's kind of giving me like Native American Native American vibes. So some of you, this was the message, some of you may be or may have experienced the soul of the loved one like coming to you or being around you, and maybe some of you maybe that's just a simple acknowledgement for that, and like, yes, you have that is what you are experiencing, but for some of you it might have been that you are unsure what to do, like, do I help them pass on? Or simple acknowledgement of them, I feel, is what they're wanting. Or like maybe some of them feel a little unsure, like they don't want to leave you yet because of the emotional state of being you're in, and they don't want to leave. It's like they feel very like they don't feel too pushy, or like they're like clinging to you or anything. It just kind of feels like, for those of you, this is like more like, I want to say like spirit, like ghosts. For those of you that they're like a ghost with you, not like the energy of like, I want to be as close to you as possible. It's more like the ghost. They just want to say, I love you, and that it's okay for you to feel how you feel. They want you to be able to move on, but not in a way that you let go of them, because they know that you love them. I heard, just let them know we're here. And I saw someone's hand extending over. It's okay to cry and let it all out. And it's also okay if you don't want to cry at all. They're just so loving and accepting of wherever you're at. Any feelings, whether that be of resentment or anger or loss or grief or like anything, it's just, everything is okay. Everything is okay. And I feel like it's like they're not staying here, they're not around you because they don't know how to pass on, kind of thing. They're ready as soon as you are, but they don't mind like waiting, kind of thing. I didn't feel like a rush. It's like they're just here holding their hand over you. They're wanting to be like an energy of comfort for you. And when you're ready, this message is kind of crossing over for different people. It will experience it in slightly different ways. But I almost want to say, like, when you're ready, like, you'll know what to do. For some of you, that could just be simply like bowing down, and that is the form of release. My belly rumbling. Some of you might like leaving offerings or having like an altar. I don't know much about that, but maybe you would find that very healing, creating an altar for them. I felt like an energy of like someone might enjoy having an altar for them. That was kind of cool. Yeah, there's just that message of, when you're ready, you'll know what to do. But it's like, it doesn't have to be a ready like in a okay, now I'm ready, like consciously deciding it. It can be. And for some of you, you may want to like tell them like, okay, I'm ready now, for them to let go and to move on themselves. I just saw that moment happening in the future, and then or the present, and when you or someone listening here does say goodbye, they'll hug you and then leave. Yeah. I just saw, like, someone said, take these as they resonate, because there's a lot of different ones coming through. Someone said, like, no, I'm waiting till they pass on. We're gonna cross over together. But I wasn't sure about relaying that message. And they seemed like, I don't care if you say it or not. Okay. The sky, it was really murky for pile 2, but now it's like cleared up. It's like there's clouds, but it's really sunny, which feels like this energy. It's like, yeah, there are clouds, but it's the sun is out, and the sun is healing and warm. That emergence card also feels like you can emerge when you're ready. I think there's like a similar message in a pile I did months ago. If you feel drawn to it, there may be a pile somewhere there, somewhere months ago. One of like the first 5 readings on the channel, something like that. Okay. Are there any other messages to come through? For those of you that this is an energy, a being that you're yet to connect with, what was the message? Those of you yet to connect with them, there won't be like there will be a letting go, is what I'm hearing, because I think maybe you've been clung onto them for a long time, and what's coming through is, I think I say that a lot, what's coming through what's coming through is what, I keep losing it, because this whole energy is such like release and just like serene, very peaceful, not really thinking, just allowing things to flow through. And what I was trying to say was, the release for you, collective, would be for sorry, this is not coming out. Why won't it come out? Maybe because you don't feel ready yet. It's like you wanted this so badly, but it's like letting go of it or them means like living your own life, and it's something like, then you can see the truth. When you let go of needing it to be them or needing them, then you'll see the truth. Then you'll see the truth. And if they are if it's in alignment, it will be there, like that message earlier of like experiencing what's right here with you. Then you will always be experiencing, or what is right here with you will always be the most loving, the most you, the most in alignment. Yeah. It's okay to not be ready, and it's also okay to be ready. So take all the time, take all the energy, take the path that you deem most suitable to you, most that you want to take. And there's just a lot of really supportive, loving, accepting energies around you at this time, and for a long time, and forever and infinite, because love is everything. And we as a being of love are very loving. Okay, Pile number 3, I love you very much. This has been your reading. Namaste.